Hello, everybody. It's Shadows, and it's time to make the video I have been dreading to make for the last few years. As many of you may have realized by now, I'm sure it's been all over the news, social media, and everything. But yesterday, on August 26th, 2026, Peter Cullen passed away. Now, of course, he's known for so many different roles and everything, but you know, seeing as the channel is very Transformers based, he is obviously known as the voice of Optimus Prime, leader of the Autobots. And I'm normally not one that gets really upset over a celebrity death, as ghoulish as that sounds. Obviously, I'm sad, but it's one of those situations. It's not anybody like immediate family. Like, I don't feel the same way that that Sam Neill passed away versus my grandfather, right? Um, but Peter Cullen's different. Um, I know I'm gonna sound like a broken record this video, and I'm sure everybody else feels this some sort of similar way that I do. I've seen all the social media posts and news clips and everything, and that honestly brought a smile to my face, realizing that, Peter was such a loved human being and that he touched so many lives other than mine. Um, I mean, as many of you know, I'm definitely Unicron trilogy through and through. That's how I got introduced to Transformers, mainly Cybertron and then the 2007 movie. And, Cybertron Optimus will always be my favorite Optimus. I love Gary Chalk's interpretation. But Peter Cullen, man, he is just, he is Optimus Prime. And I know there have been people that said, oh, well, he only voiced Optimus in G1 and then kind of, didn't come back until the Bay movies. And that's totally fair, but, you know, especially once you get to the movies, like, Peter is Optimus. I mean, you've got the 86 movie, Megatron must be stopped no matter the cost. Like, that's so it's iconic. And you've got the 2007 movie, the ending, the whole monologue, we are here, we are waiting. Like, just his voice, something about his voice just stands apart from any other voice actor, I think, in history, I dare say. And like any other fictional character, like Optimus Prime, Peter Cullen's Optimus Prime, has you in the theater, like, standing up, rooting, like, you're about to jump in the damn movie and start, fighting Decepticons and saving Earth, Um, just no other voice actor or character has you feeling like that, I don't think. And, you know, no disrespect against any of the other Optimus Prime voice actors. We've had so many great ones. Like, again, Gary Chalk, even Chris Hemsworth as briefly as Optimus. Like, I thought he was decent. And there's been a few more, like the guy that voiced Cyberverse Optimus I liked. Um, but just Peter, man, something else. And it's it's really heartbreaking that we are never going to hear a new live action movie, video game, anything with Peter's Optimus. And I'm really sad by that. Um, like, and it makes me even more furious at Hasbro the way they treated him during the Bumblebee movie. Um, if any of you didn't know, they essentially they weren't going to hire Peter because I think he was too expensive or whatever. I don't remember the exact reason, so please don't quote me. Um, but they hired somebody else. I forget the guy, but he wasn't bad, but it wasn't Peter. And then I think it was in the original trailers, like you could hear the difference. Only after when they added the Cybertron scene and all of that, then they got Peter, but they basically made Peter dub over the other guy instead of just doing it naturally. That's why some of the animations don't look right with Peter doing it, with his voice. And that just breaks my heart because he loved the character, right? And it infuriates me. And then everybody said, "Oh, he didn't do great in Rise of the Beast." Like, yeah, I hate Rise of the Beast, but Peter did what he was aiming to do. He was playing a more worn down, tired, beaten Optimus Prime, not the, like super like happy G1 Optimus, right? And I just don't think people understand that, but he did phenomenal in that movie. That's pretty much the only decent thing about that movie was Peter Cullen's Optimus. And I'll just it hurts. It really does. That was something I grew up with. Especially again, I remember seeing the 2007 movie, playing the game. My dad won it in a radio contest back in 2007, and I would watch him play on his PS2 when I was 7 years old. And, it just so cool. Like, Optimus is always one of my favorite characters. Like, I will always have Megatron as number one, but Optimus is always up there, if not first. And m- the Transformers movies have gotten me through so many dark times in my life, and especially Optimus. Like, I will always remember, like, call me crazy, but in God, I don't even remember what grade. It was fourth or fifth grade, and it was around the time Revenge of the Fallen came out. Maybe Dark of the Moon, but I know it was Revenge of the Fallen. I had it on DVD, and I would go and I had, those little portable DVD players. I would play it, the Force Battle. Like, I would always look at the Force Battle and how Optimus fought all three Decepticons on his own. And, that really inspired me. Like, I was the new kid. I had moved states. I was living with my grandparents. My dad and my brother and I were. And then my mom was still back in our home state. So, it was a very rough time, but that's what got me through everything because I'm like, Optimus never gave up. I'm never going to get up. And it just really sticks with you. And especially Peter's voice just really, really hits home. And it's something, there, I don't even know how to describe it, but it's something that, I could connect to on a personal level. Like, I know I've seen a lot of posts that Optimus Prime was that father figure for a lot of people. I've seen a lot of people like say they were in, divorced parents, abusive parents, like all of this. And Optimus was that father figure, as he is, right? Especially with Peter's voice. strong but compassionate, um, which is essentially what he modeled Optimus after, his brother. And I love that story. And the words that will always stick with me: be strong enough to be gentle. And I think a lot of us could do well to listen to that advice. And I think it's invaluable. Um, and it's something I can enjoy with my dad, right? My dad grew up with the '86 movie. He had all the G1 toys, so, that's something we've always gone. We would go to the theaters, like, I took them to see Bumblebee, I took them to see Rise of the Beasts, even though I might have not enjoyed Rise of the Beasts, and he really didn't either. It was still something we could do together, and I really cherish that, and always the highlight is Peter. And he was just such a kind soul, and I really, really regret never just saving up the money and just going to a convention and meeting him in person. That is gonna be my biggest regret in life going forward. And I just my heart breaks. My heart breaks for Peter's family and for all the fans he leaves behind. But in his words, this is merely a beginning. Simply put, another transformation. And with this, I just want to pay respects to Peter, and I want to say thank you for giving me hope, for encouraging me to be strong in my everyday life and to never give up. And again, thank you for being strong enough to be gentle. I hope you rest in peace, Mr. Peter Cullen. You are, and forever will be, Optimus Prime. And with that, everybody, I hope you guys can remember Peter for who he was, and we can all continue to watch the old videos, movies, games, and everything. And if you would, please say a prayer for Peter, for his family, and everyone else that is going through it because of his passing. But also remember who he was and celebrate the amazing life and the legacy he leaves behind. Again, this video is not going to be monetized. That's not what this is for. This is simply to express my thank you for such an amazing voice actor and truly an inspiration in my everyday life. So until the next video, guys, keep your head up and remember, be strong enough to be gentle. Rest in peace, Peter.